everyone, your girl Lala. Guess what? I have found a new passion. I have decided to do investments. So now you're gonna get a little bit of investments here on my new playlist that is going to be called Work Your Money, Don't Let Your Money Work You. So today I'm gonna teach you the rule of 72. But before we go into that, let's talk about money. When we do happen to have extra money, which usually doesn't happen because we learn to spend it all. If you haven't watched my last video, you need to check that one out. But when we do have extra money, what is it that we learn to do? Put it into a bank. We open a savings, we open a checking, and our money is sitting there. And what does the bank do for us? Nothing, because their rate of return is about 0.01%, which is almost 0%. So what does the bank do with all the money that is sitting there? Obviously, they're not gonna let it sit there. What are they doing? Yes, investing it. Investing it into these great companies. Yes, I know. Thank you for, I know you're like, oh my gosh, she really knows how to draw. But anyways, I know you understand all these logos. The point is that the bank is investing our money and not even giving us anything back. So what is it that we need to do? Exactly. Cut the middleman. Once, twice, and for all. We need to learn how to invest our money. And that's why now your girl Lala's here. So right now I'm going to teach you the rule of 72. The rule of 72 says divide 72 by the rate of return that you're going to get back, and that's the amount of years it's going to take for your money to double. So let's start with something minimum. Say you go with the company that gives you 3% rate of return. It's not that good, but comparing it to 0.01%, I would say that's kind of darn good, right? So let's say you open up the account with $2,000. Okay, we divide 72 divided by 3, that's actually 24, which means in 24 years, those $2,000 will double to become $4,000. Then those $4,000 will double 24 years later, which will be 48 years later. So, $8,000 is good, but 48 years for $8,000, you can't even buy a nice car. I mean, I'm just saying. So you go with another company and their rate of return is 6%. So we divide 72 divided by 6, that's 12 years, which means it's gonna take 12 years for your money to double. So let's say again, you open this investment account with $2,000. It will become $4,000 in 12 years, right? 12 years later, which will be at 24, will become $8,000. 12 years later, from 24 is 36, and then you have $16,000. Then these $16,000 will double to $32,000 12 years later, which would be 48 years later. So I would say that's pretty okay. I mean, if we're comparing it to 0.01, get your money out of the bank. Hit me up. I will definitely teach you how to be financially independent. Hit me up, I got you. So now we go with this wonderful company that Lala can offer you their services, because that's where now I have my money. And we see that 12% of return. What does that mean? When is our money gonna actually double? 72 divided by 12, now our money's gonna double in 6 years, which is what we want. The faster the better. So same account, you open it with $2,000, but now it's gonna be $4,000 6 years later. Then it's gonna double 6 years later. So in 12 years, it will be $8,000. 6 more years at 18, that's gonna be $16,000. 6 more years later is gonna be $32,000. Then $32,000 is gonna become $64,000. Then 6 years later is gonna be $128,000. Then 128,000 multiplied by 2, 6 years later is gonna be $256,000. And now 256,000, if we double that 6 years later, which will be 48 years later, it's gonna be over $500,000, my people, over $500,000. And we're talking about $2,000 that just sits there. What if you're putting $100 a month after you open it with $2,000? This is gonna be beyond $1 million for sure. So what is it that we need to do, my people? Cut this middleman, send our money straight into investments, right? So if you need more information, your girl Lala right here, she's got you now. I got you. You know why? Because we gotta work our money. Don't let your money work you. Your girl Lala saying arriba la vida. Subscribe.